Hi, welcome to the section of Unix and Linux. In this section, we'll be looking at what is Unix, what is Linux, and what are the commands of Unix and Linux. And we also look at all the VI editor commands that will be helpful while typing in all the while writing the shell scripts. Okay, and after all these discussions, we'll be looking at all the commands in a practical manner. First, what is Unix? Unix is basically an operating system where multiple users can log in and they can perform multiple tasks. Okay, Unix provides a very secure platform where multiple users can log in and they can have their own set of files stored into this file system. And Unix is developed in 1969 at AT&T's Bell Laboratory by Ken Thompson, Dennis Ritchie, and Douglas McRoy. So now that we know what is Unix, okay, whenever we hear about Unix, the very common word we hear is a shell scripting or a shell. Shell is a command line interpreter that provides traditional user interface for the Unix operating system and for Unix-like systems. Okay, so shell is basically an interpreter between the Unix commands and the operating system. It interprets the Unix commands into mission language so that your operating system understands these commands. Okay, let's look at what is Linux. Linux is a clone of Unix developed in 1999 by Linus Torvalds, a Finnish graduate student. This Linux is basically inspired or replaced by an operating system called Minix. Later on, Minix became Linux. Linux basically consists of Linux kernel, GNU software, software package management, and others. Okay, so why are we discussing Linux and Unix in a Hadoop tutorial? It's basically these things will help you when you are installing Hadoop, which we'll do in our next videos. So, what are the basic Linux commands that are helpful for us for installing Hadoop? The first one I would say is listing command, which is ls commands. So, in ls there are several options like ls-l, -a, -t, -r. So, we'll see what this option signifies when we are looking at these commands in a practical way. We have cd, which is change directory, which is basically used to change the directories in Linux or Unix operating systems. We have something called pwd, which is a present working directory, which displays the present working directory you are currently working in. We have something called cd *tilt, which will take you to the home directory, and we have something called which command will give you where a particular command is installed or where a particular software is installed. When you give which space ls, it gives you the path where ls is installed. Okay, when it comes to tar is basically a command to compress your directory structure. It compresses the directory structure, whereas zip is a command which helps you to zip a file. And followed by we have untar and unzip, which is used to do exact opposite way what a tar and zip does. When you tar a directory, when you wanted to untar it, you can use untar command. We'll see all these commands in detail. We have something called touch, which creates a 0-byte file. And when you wanted to find the path of a file in a particular operating system, you can use something called find command. We'll see the basic uses of find in this tutorial. We have something called pipe. Pipe is basically to pipe in the output of one command as an input to another command. If you could see here, the output of who will be piped in as an input to cut command, and the output of cut command is piped in as an input to sort and unique and word count -l, followed by unique and word count -l. So we'll be seeing all these commands in detail later on. We have something called backtick. Backtick will basically calculate or execute your command on your command line. For example, if you have something called, when you are writing some command like this, echo the date is date in your shell script, what happens is whatever command you are giving in your backticks will be executed in your command line so that you get the output. And we are also going to discuss about the basic uses of grep, sed, and awk. Followed by all these commands, we'll have a look at VI commands. VI and Vim are the editors which are very frequently used to write your shell scripts or to edit any sort of file. Okay, so there are two modes of commands in VI. There are input mode or a command mode. Okay, so we'll discuss all these commands in this particular section. So that's it for this introduction of Unix and Linux. We'll discuss all these commands in detail in our next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.